Hello, mortals. This is What If, and welcome to my domain. In this What If, we will be looking at the world where only some of you might know who I'm talking about. The Zuccomadoria. But this is not the rainbows and pony kind of Midoriya. This is some of you are asking me in the comments below of doing the what if Deku was the Chucky doll. So let's begin. Now, and if this is, or if any of you have joined, or if you're watching this in the Halloween, happy Halloween. So take it away, Editor Chaz. Can I do a proper intro? Sure. Whoosh! Good morning, ladies. My name is Chaz. Welcome to the What If if Zuko was Chucky doll. So, in the first one, I know what Chucky doll is, but gonna do who is with my good old friend What If. Hello. Oh, now shall I start things off? Not yet. And we still have to go into details first. Alright. Go right ahead. Okay. First of all, Zuko will be has the ability to turn into a doll, and he's also a psychotic one, like the What If one, and yeah, and we're also thrown in Zumi in it. So, yeah, she has power manipulation. Zuko has the hyper regeneration quirk, or self revival power, and he will slowly become good. Like, he would be like a Dobby of it, but mostly other than that, it's it will be super weird. So, and some of these are like reprints things, so now, and this is my actual drawing of what would he look like if he was Chucky. with like gloves, shoulder pads, blood stains, and like all that stuff. So, take it away. Alright. Jaden. Once upon a time, there was this kid, or that kid was Zuko Midoriya, with his little sister, Zumi, that when they were hitting when they went to the quirk doctor, he diagnosed them with quirks imaginable. And yes, I know. Oh. So they go back to their house. And of course, the doctor actually says, "Sorry, kid," to Zuko Midoriya. "You can't become a hero." So that it enraged the kid head even further as they abandon him. And so he starts a killing spree of 19 people. He's killed people left and right. He was so corrupted inside of his own mind that his own sister tried to tell his mother that he needs to come back and get purged out of his own insanity. So, all the pro heroes tries and fails to try to capture him. But surprisingly, he let them live to see another day. It is too creepy. Plus, he couldn't put hero killer stain into the ground. So, yes, and the top to morning lad has forgot to tell you. He is same thing as Toga. So, yes. He was just like Toga. Cut people up, making them bleed. As All for One sees this as the opportunity to be more, push him into the dark side, as he allowed Zuko to join his League of Villains, to being a vessel for all for ones and quirk. So, but he forced himself to. But he forced himself to not do it. As let's do a time skip to about 15. So Zuko, who in the League of Villains, and his sister was in UA. And doing all that stuff. But when they were doing a raid, Zuko Midoriya was furious. He wanted to kill more and more as he turned, because when how much rage you might be asking yourself, how much rage does this kid have? A lot of rage. Not towards anyone, but only a specific one. All for one. To be exact. So let's begin with during the raid, when All Might saw him, he straight up was the only member of the League of Villains, because he killed all of the villains to satisfy his bloodlust. But Toga, or except for Toga, he and her fell in love with each other. Like a bloodstain that was on his shoulder or his knee or leg is actually not his. It's all these villains. And he counted on his other knee. So, yeah. So now, moving forward. So, Zuko, or Zumi, or Zumi ran up to her brother and told him to go get a hold of yourself. You aren't the mechanical, monstrosity. You aren't the psychopath as most people think you are. As Zumi, or as Zuko saw the bullet, was traveling right to Zumi's back as he pushed her out of the way as he got shot in the chest. And as he walked towards not Toga, the Twice, or actually Mustard, as he says, "Do you have any idea who you were shooting at? No? I'll teach you." As he stabs Mustard, heard 82 bazillion times. As, yeah, cutting the limbs off, cutting Mustard's head off. And worse, you don't want to know how much. So he is the number 20,000. So he even, and when All for One told him, if you want your sister, as Zuko, he knows that his favorite idol's All Might. So, yes, he adored him. He wanted to be a hero, but his insanity got to him. So when All for One was gonna shoot off the laser, Zuko was there, cutting All for One's arm off, clean off, as he says, well, you're never expecting an eventful lives. As he runs right towards All for One and jabs him into a chest, with his blade, pierced right through and killed All for One, as he grabbed a napkin from his pocket, wiped his blade off, as he tells All for One that he doesn't need your pathetic work to steal others. So he decides, as he turns around, as he shows All Might that, but instead of like having rage about him, he had many powerful ones. As Zuko, who got put in jail almost his entire life, as Zuko knows that he'll be sentenced to death chair but his mother and his father know that he was the reason why it all started was because of one mistake, that it was the doctor's fault. As some of you might be asking yourself, this is spooky, but how are you keep this on? So let's begin with this. So Zuko was mostly imprisoned most of his life. He trained his body as he is trying to become, you know how like Toga has that fit thing from her quirk, but imagine Zuko, but the quirk isn't driving him or having that fit thing, but Zuko is having that fit with himself. Like, blood, want more blood. As he's trying not to, as he is in a corner. As, yeah. And Zuko had a plan in his head for all that blood, because he actually has the blood to, or no, he has the power that allows him to make his attacks more gruesome, but it also creates sentinel beings or non-sentinel, like non-living beings either. So Zuko, as he cut his own arm, and he drank the blood out of his own arm, as it, like, then it activates full power. As he evolved his own entire body from being such murderous rage to being a man with a overwhelming aura. And this is not the ordinary. This is the... It should have been the what if Chucky, the doll, had the power of infinity. That's a scary thought right there. So, yeah. So Zuko went from being a as his overwhelming aura spooked everyone around the entire city. Like, what is that? Hunt. Power sense. As everyone was spooked, hooked out. couple of villains knew what was going on, as Zuko went through the same thing what he did. He went from being like a murderous rage that requires blood to become infinity. So, yeah. He basically even entire planet could have felt his presence brewing as when all the policemen and pro hero shows up. They see a giant egg hang like a cocoon. So, yes, as Zuko, or they were waiting for the next move, as it popped, and Zuko Midoriya is no longer murderous rage like that. He went through evolution. Now he is now more powerful than anyone who dares opposes him. So he still had, or when as they see him as and they were shocked out of their minds, as he even took care of one of the overhaul's goons. So yeah, as the detective walks up to him and says, "Zuko, are you still in there?" "Yes, I am. Still in here. Honey, now I feel way awesome now." As they were like, "Good, put yourself back in the prison." I'm just kidding. So as one of the, or of course, chief of police says, "Oh, I see what you did." And as the detective's like, "What did he do?" "Well, over years, when he was collecting blood, it was actually for himself to evolve his body into this form. He didn't need any more blood anymore." "You figured me out like a book, huh? Well, you really know what you're doing." As he teleports to grab a book, and came back to his cell, as he reads on his bed, as yeah, so he did that. As a chief of police everyone that saw his power went into a blind panic. Like, they went into panic. It looked like they were seeing that. As he walks up to Inca, or to his family, and talked. As he is now, his body looks like the same age as All Might's. Right. So Zuko's body thing looks just like that. So, yeah. So, and he says, well, I know that with this much power, because let me remind you, he had hyper regeneration and the powers of, like, turning into a doll, has now turned into the most dangerous person in the world. So yeah, Zuko was basically, Zuko was that on a whole nother level. Oh no. As Inko tells him that, don't worry, we accept you back into this family. As they see a tear from Zuko, as he has tears of joy, and the policeman, or the judge, actually dropped all the charges off, and only person with all those charges was actually the doctor that made one fatal mistake, because he didn't mean to say quirkless. He meant he has hyper regeneration quirk. So, plus, with everything, he got the death chair instead. And he died. So, basically, all the villains, the main villains of My Hero Academia, they all died. And Ares was, he knows that, as he tells her that, or trains her how to use her quirk. And plus, he has the same problem when he first evolved his body into the Sentinel being. So, yeah, Zuko was basically tries to calm her down and make her feel happy that she's not alone in this, because she knows that he went through the same thing As yes. So as he tells Nezu that, or no, not Nezu, when he was at the prison thing, he told them that he wanted to be a pro hero. But the doctor said that about that quirkless thing. It's just as, yeah. And Toga, uh, like, she wanted him so bad, she literally ran up to him, kissed him on the lips, and like made him fall onto or his hunting. As yeah, as Toga accepts who Zuko is. As yeah, as he did, or actually, some of you might be asking yourself, whatever happened to Hero Killer Stain? Well, see, when I said main character or main villains that were dead, he got killed. So he was one of those like 2002 million. So, yeah. He starts. So he. Between Toga wants him because or he understands her fit thing. But she became pro hero, or she became a student at UA AIM. But when when Zuko stuck his arm out, go ahead, Toga, as she drinks the blood, and her fit was cured. Just like how Zuko's fit that drives him bonkers got cured too. So, yeah. As that was on one hand, but on the other was Ochako, and because Ochako wants him, just him. So yeah. So now this is the end of the video, and I hope that you all enjoyed. Happy Halloween. Boo ha 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 ha.